I think another thing it perhaps suggests is that there's a lot of pressure for senators from those states to really move closer to the middle and move closer perhaps to at least looking like they compromise with the GOP agenda. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. And, there are a number of retirements that we don't, there's obviously a lot that can happen between now and 2024. Senator Debbie Stabenow, she recently announced her retirement. She's in Michigan, and that is a seat that is considered vulnerable since Biden won Michigan by less than 5 points in 2020. Dianne Feinstein is also expected to announce her retirement. She is a senator in California. That is, a probably safely Democratic seat. But Senator Joe Manchin, for example, he has not said, and this is indicative of his style, so I will add that disclaimer, but he has not said whether he is running for re-election or if he is going to run as an independent. I mean, over the weekend in an interview, he even suggested that he may consider a run for president. So there's a lot there's a lot going on that we don't. A lot could happen between now and 2024, obviously. And I'll just mention Senator Sherrod Brown in Ohio, his seat as well. A Republican has already jumped in the race to challenge him.
So it's interesting. We're at this juncture in January 2023 where we were supposed to be basically going into a period. The red wave didn't happen, and the Senate was very much, kind of a safe place. It sounds like there is a lot of turmoil we should be expecting to see because of these concerns coming up about 2024.
Yes. And I mean, even in the weeks leading up to the midterm election, a lot of the political forecasts said that Republicans would reclaim the Senate. And there were a number of races that really came down to the wire. We just saw in the Georgia runoff election with Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock, Democrats barely won the seat there. So it was not a slam dunk for Democrats in the midterms at all. It was sort of an unexpected victory.
So what should we be keeping an eye on, other than obviously the elections and sort of the to and fro of who's retiring and such? In terms of how this plays out with Senate politics and some of the legislation that they're going to be looking at, is there anything that you think we should watch for?
So legislating over the next 2 years in general is going to be a hard sell, just because we have a split Congress. So the Republican-controlled House would have to agree on something that the Democratic-controlled Senate would also have to agree on, and that's just unlikely to happen. I think that this debt ceiling battle and passing a federal spending package when the current fiscal year expires at the end of September. Immigration policies, those are really high priority items, at the top of Congress's list. And those are the things that I would be keeping my eye on now.
So potentially posturing, not necessarily legislation. I think hopefully we'll move beyond that, but it's good to get the heads up. Thanks, Sarah.